Hey YouTubers, got another video review for you today. Well, I bought the S22 ULTRA. This is the one that's got the 1 terabyte storage. So I spent about $1,700 on this phone, and I don't want to put it in some crappy case and end up dropping it and end up with a broke phone that's not going to do me any good. I don't have insurance on it, so I'm going to be very careful. I had my last phone for 5 years, and the day before I went to go trade it in, it fell off the corner of my bed and literally fell less than 3 feet, and it cracked the corner of the glass on my Samsung Galaxy S8. So anyways, I wanted to get a good phone case for it, and this company here, I seen that they had some phone cases. I reached out to them. They did send me the phone cases, but I'll go ahead and tell you, this is not no paid review. They didn't tell me what to say. They just told me, hey, do a review on them, and so I did. Well, I ended up carrying 2 of these cases last week and the week before on my phone. So I'm going to tell you about them. These 2 I have not used yet, but these 2 I have. And I got to say that these 2 are probably the best phone cases that I've ever had, especially this one right here. I'm going to run you through some of the features, tell you a little bit about it, and you can make up your mind. But again, this is no pay-per-view. I don't give a crap if they sell 10 of them. I don't care if they sell 1 million of them. It means nothing to me. This is just an unbiased review. All right, so we'll go ahead and start off with my favorite case that CaseBorne offers. This one is the V series. And I'll go ahead and tell you why. I'm not going to get very technical with all this. There's all these technical terms for what it's made out of and all that. I'm going to explain it to you in country boy lingo. Put it real simple. This case right here, it's got this little honeycomb foam piece in there, and it's really soft. That orange padding right there is just really, really soft. So I like that, it's not gonna scratch the back of my phone up. So if I try to take it out of the phone and put it in a clear case, it's not gonna get all mangled up. Plus, if you dropped it, it's gonna have some cushion right there. I do like that. Number 2, the sides, it's pretty firm plastic. And I think that if you was to drop it, I think you would be okay. I would put this up against any of the OtterBoxes. Just to be quite honest with you, I've owned OtterBoxes before, and I think this one's just as good a quality. Now this is $30, so I think that's a good price point for this case. And like I said, I would put it up against an OtterBox any day. Plus, it does have the little kickstand there. You can put it like that, or you can put it to the side, and that is pretty handy. And then it snaps in. I don't know how long that's going to last. It seems like it's pretty sturdy, but you know as well as I do that I've had several phones with a kickstand, and over time they do break. But this one seems pretty stout. So I haven't carried it long term. Like I said, I carried it for about a week in this case, and then I carried it for almost a week in that other case. So this one by far is my favorite, just simply because I feel like if I drop my phone that it would be protected. Also, it's got several different layers. You've got this first layer that goes around the front part of the phone. You can see it just slides on like that, snaps in place, and it provides a little bit of an edge protection there. So it's not going to be set down on just the screen and end up getting it scratched up. But then next you're going to take, and it's going to fit pretty much just like the OtterBox Defenders. Basically you just push it in there and just work it around, and it goes in there nice and easy. And I gotta say, it fits nice and tight. Now some of these phone cases that I've played around with, they're loose, and what I mean by that is some of them just don't fit around that little trim piece very tight, and it feels like it's just kind of loose when you shake it. But this one here, once you get it all pushed into place, it doesn't feel loose at all. It fits the phone perfect. And again, I can really only compare it to like an OtterBox or an Urban Armor Gear, something like that, that's really stout. And like I said, I would put it up against either one of those cases. Now, also, you've got this raised up area around these little camera lenses right there. And I like that it's raised up quite a bit. I mean, that's probably at least 1/4 of an inch where it's raised up. So, you know, there's no chance that when you set it down, it's gonna mess those lenses up. Plus it's got some raised area designs right here, and it's got like the fake bolt look there. You know, it's a cool look if you like this style. If you want a case that's gonna be tough, and you know, if you accidentally drop it, you know, if you're active or whatever, you know, outside or whatever, this is be a good case for you. Plus the buttons easily, you know, push, and you can control the volume. I mean, seriously, the buttons work great on it. They're not firm where you have to really crank down on it. Now, this one does not come with a screen protector. You have to use your own screen protector. So, you know, whatever one you choose, you can put whatever you want on there. But I haven't tried to put any on here yet, so I can't really comment on which ones work and which ones don't work. You'll probably have to call CaseBorne and ask them, you know, just find out from them. Also, the case has a nice grip. That's one thing that I find myself doing. I'm holding the phone like this and I'm scrolling, and you know, it's nice to have that grip on there, because you know, you don't want something that's slick where it feels like it's going to fall out of your hands, and you can see all those little ribs right in there. So it makes hold on to it a lot easier than normal. Also, here on the corners, if you'll notice right there on the corners are raised up on all the corners there. So if you was to drop it on the corner, it's going to have a little added protection right there. And also, this is something else that I really like, especially for the Ultra with that curved screen. It is raised up on the edge, and they still leave you enough room to swipe, but this one's raised just a little bit, and I still don't have any problems, you know, swiping left or right. See, you don't have any problems swiping left or right. It doesn't really get in your way. So that, you know, I like that that's raised. That's just going to add some better protection to my phone. If I'd have had this on my S8 case, then, you know, when it fell off the side of the bed, it would have never cracked the corner of the glass right there, and I wouldn't be having to upgrade my phone. So I really do like this case. This is my favorite. I mean, hands down, this is my favorite case. Now, one thing that I want to say is this one here is rated for like a 21-foot drop protection. So if you did drop it, you know, it should be safe. Now, you're still going to need to put a screen protector on it, but you know, like I said, it's got the raised corners, it's got the raised ends and the sides. So, you know, I think it has enough protection that it would keep you from causing damage. Plus, again, it's raised up right there around those camera lenses. So, you know, I don't think you'll find a beefier case. Now, at my house last week, when I had it on the phone charger, it didn't have any problems. Now, I come to my girlfriend's house and we tried it on one of the chargers that she's got. It's a wireless charger, and, you know, it doesn't seem to pick it up very good. Now, I noticed that if we turn it sideways and kind of move it a little bit towards the middle, it'll kick on and charge it. But now when we put it on this one, it'll charge, but not on that one. See, you can see it charged right away. But like I said, I've got a charger similar to this one at my house and didn't have any problems at all. So you might just have to play around with your chargers. I prefer to wirelessly charge myself, but you know, if you want to plug it in to charge it, you can. But as for me, I just prefer the wireless charging. But if you're one of the people that plug it in every night to charge it, I will say that it's got this nice little dust cap that goes over top of the charging port, and you know, it fits in there really nice and tight. You know, it's got this little piece on there where you can use your finger to open it up, and it flaps back nice and tight. So now, as far as the S Pen, you can mash it right in there and it'll pop out, and you just use your thumb to pull it out and you're good to go. Hadn't had any problems like that with it popping out. And again, it's raised up right there on that corner, and then they lowered it right here on the back side where you'll be able to get in there with your thumb and grab it and pull it out. So I like how they did raise it on the front and lower it on the back. That was pretty genius. All right, so if you're interested in that one, this one here is called the B series. I'm gonna go ahead and set this one aside. So this case here is the R series case. What makes it special is it's made from like a Kevlar, and it also is made from aluminum because it has that red band that goes around. That is, it's like an anodized aluminum, and so that looks sharp. Plus the back of it is made out of like polycarbonate. So I'm not real sure which is the Kevlar aramid fiber and which is polycarbonate. I'm not real sure, but I know that when you go to flex it, that it's really strong. It seems like it's a lot harder than some of the other cases that I've tested. So as far as being able to drop this thing, I don't think that you would damage it very easily. Now you still need a screen protector for it and all that, but this does seem like a very strong case. And I think it looks really good. I like the color of it, and you can see it might have a few little scratches on it where I've carried it in my pocket for about a week, but I think it still looks good. And I just think overall it's probably one of their best looking cases if you like that red and black. Now this case is rated for like a 12-foot drop protection, so it's not going to be as heavy duty as the first one that I showed you. This one was 21 feet where this one's 12, but you might not want a case that's as thick as the first one that I showed you, and that's where this one comes in. Now, as far as being easier to put in and out of the phone case, this one's a lot easier than the first one, just simply because the way that it fits in there. You just kind of work it in there, and it just pops into place, and there's no having to work it around the corners and all that. Now, the one thing that you'll notice is right here on the corners, it's raised up, and unlike the other case where it come up a little bit higher to protect the edges, this one drops down just a little bit and makes it a little bit easier for you to swipe the edges of the screen, where the first case was raised up a little bit higher to protect the edges of the screen. So depending on how careful you are, if you want something that's more protection, then I would go with the first one. If you're a little bit more careful and you want something that's not as bulky, then this is going to be a great case. And again, it just looks good, and it's nowhere as thick as the first case. And the buttons both work great on them. You don't have to really crank down on them to get them to turn on and off. I do like that. Now this one does not have the screen protector on it. You can add it if you want to. Now as far as the edges right here on the corners, it is raised up, so if you do set it down, it's not going to scratch the glass or any of that. And as far as the S Pen, you can still get to this one very easily, and it's not going to come out. There's no flap over the charging port, so if that's an issue for you, you might want to choose that first case. The back here, you can see that there's like a raised lip all the way around, and that way when you set it down, it's not going to scratch that anodized red trim. It's going to touch the raised areas right in there. Now as far as the camera protection, it is got a little bit of a lip right in here. It's raised a little bit higher right there on the corner, so again, it's not going to scratch those lenses, but it's nowhere near as much protection as the first one. You can see right there where this one had probably 1/4 of an inch of protection. This one might have maybe 1/8 of an inch of protection. So again, it's a lot difference in thickness and bulk. So if you want something a little bit thinner, this is a good case. And again, I had this one, I carried it for about a week, and when I wasn't using it, I would slide it in my jeans pocket, and I didn't have any problems with it. So I gotta say, I really do like this case. It is a lot thinner, and it's nice to hold. I like being able to grip it right here where this flares out here on the bottom. It just makes it nice to hold. Now there's no ridges here on the side like on this case here, but it's still kind of grippy. It has a nice texture to it. As far as the CaseBorne cases, these first two cases are my favorite so far. I'm very, very pleased with those two, and I think they both look great. And before I forget, this case here works with the wireless chargers, no problem. I've been using this charger for the last few days. You can see it pops up. You can put it on this charger. You can see it pops up. And so with it being a lot thinner than that first case, then it makes it a lot easier for it to wirelessly charge. So I'm gonna go on to the next cases. All right, you've seen that I just got through reviewing this case here. Well, this is pretty much the same case, but it comes in clear. And around the edges, instead of the anodized aluminum, red aluminum, then you have the iridescent look. So 1 second in one light, it might look blue. This next second, it looks purple. And, you know, it's just got that bluish purple look to it. I think it's pretty cool looking. You know, it might not be for everybody, but, you know, I really do like it. I didn't like it at first because I thought, man, that kind of looks like a girl cover, but, you know, I think it looks pretty sharp. It does have the dark gray trim around the edges, and where this one has the black, this one is the dark gray, and of course the backing part of it is clear, so you can show off the back part of your phone, the matte black. So anyways, this one's going to fit just the same as this one. It's pretty much the same series. It's just a different color phone case and different trim. So, you know, like I said, it's pretty much the same altogether. The same raised corners, the same extra padding there on the sides for side drop protection. And, you know, it's just a nice case. All right, guys, for the last case, this one is the S series. And this is their budget case. It comes in around $15, $16. And, you know, it's a hybrid case. It's made out of polycarbonate. And to be quite honest with you, it's pretty slick. It has just a really, really slick feeling to it. You know, if you're a very clumsy person, I probably wouldn't get this one. I'd probably upgrade to the other series. But, you know, if you're pretty careful, then you might like this one. If you're putting your phone in and out of your pocket a lot, then this one might be a good choice for you if you're very careful. Because, like I said, it's very slick. I mean, it's just got like a really nice feel to it. Now, it ain't got no texture here on the side to help you hold on to it, but it's smaller. It's a minimalistic case. So when you go to put it on, you know, it fits on there nice and tight and everything, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of, it has like a silicone feel. Have you ever used like tools in the kitchen that were made out of silicone? Well, that's kind of what it feels like to me. It's just really, really smooth. It feels good in the hands. The buttons and everything, you know, feel really good on it. You don't have to really crank down on them to get them to move. So I do like that. As far as protection and all that, it is raised up just a slight bit there on the corners. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it does jot out just a little bit on each corner to give it some protection. As far as the screen protection, it is raised up just a little bit here on the end, so you're not going to scratch that screen. Now, as far as the sides here, you know, the sides are not protected like that first case that I showed you. And so I prefer something that comes up a little bit higher. But, you know, like I said, if you're a minimalist, you got insurance on this phone or whatever, and you don't care, you just want something that's, you know, nice and thin, it feels good, looks good, then this is a good case for you. It does come in 3 different colors. It comes in a pure clear, it comes in a matte black, and then it has this matte olive color. The olive color has a little bit of a grayish hue to it. It doesn't look like you know, like your typical olive color like you would think. It looks a little bit gray with just a little bit of a green tint to it. So it does look good, and I gotta say, it does feel really good in the hands. As far as any of the other cases, this one just feels nice and slick. I gotta say, once you pick it up, in this case, versus the other cases, you'll be like, wow, this thing just feels so good. If you're looking for a cheap case that's got some pretty good protection, this is a good case for you. Like I said, it's 15, 16 bucks for this. It comes in 3 different colors, and you know, it does offer a little bit of protection. This phone is rated for 2 times the military standard for like drop protection, so obviously it does have some pretty good protection. Like I said, I've not tested it or anything. I'm not gonna actually drop this $1,700 phone just to check a $16 case out. But you know, if you're looking for something that's thin and stylish, this might be a really good case for you. And like I said, you won't find a better case that fits in your hand, and that's easy to get on and off. Now, I just wanted to show you that it is wireless charging compatible. Worked on that one, and then it worked on that one. Now here on the bottom, you can see that there's no cover for the charging port right there. So if that's something you want, then this one doesn't have that. But you know, for me, I just, you know, wireless charge mine, so it doesn't really make any difference. And as far as being able to take that S pin in and out of there, you know, it's easy to get out. You can see that when you mash down, it pops up and it pulls right on out. And I don't know if the camera can pick up very well, but it is raised just a little bit here on this side, and it goes really low right here, so you'll be able to get your hand in there and get a nice grip on that S Pen. All right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. I appreciate ArmadilloTek sending me or CaseBorne sending me the cases. I gotta say though, the first one that I reviewed is still my favorite, just simply because I want to protect that phone the best amount possible. I just think that this one just has the most protection, and you know, I like the way that it fits all together. And yeah, it's a pain in the butt to take it apart, but you know, it beats having to replace the phone. Now, it does say on the box here, it says that they are designed in Texas, made in China. But I gotta say, even though they're made in China, the fit and finish on these is the best that I've seen out of any of the phone cases that I've ever tested. So I'm very, very pleased with the quality. I mean, you would never know that it was put together in China. Now it says right here that it has a 1-year premium warranty, but you have to go on their website and register the product. So, you know, take a second and register it. That way you'll have the warranty. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. And until next time, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. If you got any comments, put it down below. If you got any questions for me, put it down below, and I'll try to answer it. If there's a phone case that you want to see me do a review on, put it down in the comments. I'll try to get it, do a review on it. So anyways, appreciate you watching. Until next time, guys, have a good one.